Flashback to 1995. For an episode of National Geographic Explorer, I was doing a story on Mexican free-tail bats in South Texas. I talk about those experiences in the Texas bat caves this week on my radio show, National Geographic Weekend. These bats play an important environmental role, eating half their body weight in insects every night. They weren't vampire bats, so I wasn't worried about being bitten. But there were other concerns. In the Eckert James River bat cave, the big issue was airborne diseases.
This is how the bat's hanging here, about 400 per square foot. We have to wear these respirators, the bats are so thick. Heavy ammonia fumes. Also, there's a chance for some airborne rabies and the possibility of viral infections if you breathe too much of this air.
It's a little intense in there. But now get ready for one of the most spectacular sights in nature. 4 million bats going to dinner.
It starts off with just a few bats at a time. But soon, like thick smoke, they rise from the cave. And the exodus continues for more than an hour. Remember, these Mexican free-tail bats leaving this cave to eat will rid the area of up to 50 tons of insects tonight. That's a lot safer than insecticide and certainly more beautiful.
I survived that cave unscathed. The trouble came at the next one, the Devil's Sinkhole. Just getting in proved to be a challenge.
Here goes nothing.
This is not your typical cave. It's a sinkhole, so the only way in is to rappel. After dropping off the edge, we're left dangling, suspended 140 feet above scorpions, flesh-eating insects, and millions of bats.
That was quite the ride, but it was only half the trip. Now we've got to hike down into the darkness.
But at the Devil's Sinkhole, the real issue wasn't darkness or rappelling or bats or rabies. It was that big hill covered in bat guano. And by the time I got out of there, I too was covered in bat guano. Tune in to National Geographic Weekend to hear how I survived the Devil's Sinkhole, but my clothes don't.